What does everybody want? Hopefully no DQ&A, because that's what you're getting right here. No DQ&A here on NoDQ.com. I am Aaron Rift, the owner of NoDQ.com. Let's get right down to your questions. Hey Aaron, I wanted to run by you who I think should be in the 2012 WWE Hall of Fame class and see what you think. The Rock, Trish Stratus, Edge, Undertaker, since it's likely his last Mania, and Owen Hart. Okay. As far as Trish Stratus and Edge go, I think WWE will save them until the next time WWE does WrestleMania in Canada. There you go. And as far as Owen Hart goes, people ask about Owen Hart being in the Hall of Fame all the time. His wife, his widow, Martha, is against it. And until she agrees for Owen Hart to be in the Hall of Fame, I do not think WWE is going to go against her wishes and put him in. So it's not WWE disrespecting Owen Hart. There's that whole legal issue and that whole respect issue, respecting the widow's wishes. So yeah, Owen Hart probably not anytime soon, if ever. Unfortunately, I definitely think he deserves it. As far as Undertaker goes, I do not see him going in until after he is retired. I think it would be a mistake to have him come out, First of all, when he does go into the Hall of Fame, I want to see him break character and, finally talk about his career, just as the human being Mark Calloway. And if they do that before WrestleMania 28, that kind of takes the R away from this whole character. So yeah, I see that happening after WrestleMania 28 with Undertaker. And The Rock is very much a possibility since WrestleMania is in Miami. So there you go. Okay. I was reading recently where a high-ranking WWE executive, for whatever reason, doesn't want to see The Rock versus John Cena match take place. If that person gets their way, could we see Cena versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 28? Well, if this rumor is true about the executive, I can see where the guy is coming from. John Cena is the WWE's top babyface, and there's no way that he's going to be the top babyface at WrestleMania 28 against The Rock in Miami. He is going to get booed out of the building probably like never before. But the thing is, there is so much money to be made here with this WrestleMania 28 match. WrestleMania 27 was the single biggest grossing event for WWE in the history of their company. The pay-per-view buy rate did over 1 million. The ticket sales were through the roof. Merchandise, everything about WrestleMania 27 was an overwhelming success. So for them, this is the single biggest match they've ever had probably. So there's no way that they're going to cancel it because they're afraid of Cena getting booed and it's counterproductive to the direction that they're trying to go with Cena's character. I'm sure they'll figure something out as to how to do the finish and where Cena's character goes from there. I do not think Cena's turning heel, as I'm sure everyone's wondering, is Cena finally going to turn heel at WrestleMania 28? Probably not. All right, let's see what else we have here. Should CM Punk bring back the Pepsi Plunge as a way to spite Triple H? Sure, I'd love to see that. And in fact, I think there's a decent shot of it happening. Maybe you guys should send CM Punk some tweets on Twitter at CM Punk. Maybe suggest this to him. I definitely think that's a possibility right there. Do you think anyone on the WWE roster who has not been world champion will one day become a world champ? Well, at the rate things are going, probably the whole roster will be world champion by the time 2012 comes along. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how many guys have been world champion, in the past year here. Does anybody still remember Dolph Ziggler being world champion? There you go. Okay. What are your thoughts on Cena and Orton both having won more world titles than the Dead Man? It's crazy that Orton and Cena have had more world titles in just 8 years in WWE to The Undertaker, who has been there for 21 years. But that's why anything can happen in WWE. Okay, does it even really matter how many world titles somebody has? What matters is how long you've been world champion. That's the way it should be, Isn't it better to have one world title reign and never lose than to win and lose it 16 times or whatever? So I always thought that was kind of silly how the guy that held the title more times is seen at a higher level than somebody that held it just once for like a year or whatever. That's just my opinion. Okay, what is the best WWE match that you have ever watched? Okay, yeah, this should have been under the frequently asked questions edition of NoDQ&A video, but I'll go ahead and talk about it here. My two favorite matches of all time. The first one would be Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13, because in my opinion, that was the perfect match. You know, they did the double heel turn with Steve Austin and Bret Hart. They told an amazing story. And that visual at the end with Steve Austin, you know, in the sharpshooter, covered in blood, refusing to give up. I just thought that was probably the most iconic moment in WWE history, next to Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant. That was really one of the all-time classic matches, and you know, those guys just beat the living hell out of each other, and it was very believable, very real. That's how it felt. Just, I love that match so much, and that would probably be my #1 match of all time right there. And a close second would be Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker later that year, that October 1997, in the very first Hell in a Cell match. Just an epic fight between those two. Shawn Michaels bumping like a madman for Undertaker. It was just incredible to watch. And then I love the end with Kane finally coming out. It's gotta be Kane! It's gotta be Kane! I love that. And then Kane tombstoning Undertaker, and then Shawn Michaels covered in a pool of blood, just putting one hand over the Undertaker and getting that win. And then Triple H has to carry him out. Just tremendous stuff right there. Those two matches, I mean, that was when wrestling was really at its peak, in my opinion. I love those matches. I highly recommend them to anybody that has not seen those matches. You know, just tremendous, tremendous stuff right there. Okay, that's going to do it for NoDQ&A video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/NoDQ&AV. I'm going to try to do these videos at least one a day, maybe more. We'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of demand there is for this product. There he is again. God damn it. Anyways, okay, make sure, let me point to him. Check out youtube.com/TheCatDiaries to see him doing crazy antics. There you go. And submit questions, formspring.me/AaronRift, and we'll see you next time for NoDQ&A.